Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's had an amazing week. I have had an incredible day. Really excited. Just been chit-chatting with some women today and also doing some one-on-one coaching and just kind of doing some like planning and brainstorming and all the different things. So hopefully my dogs don't knock over my light. I've bought 2 new rings for my Diva ring light, or 2 new light bulbs in the past, 30 days, because my dogs have knocked them over, and that's never fun. So I'm going to share this into my Facebook group really quick, Burnout to Breakthrough. So if you guys are jumping on, you can say hello, let me know where you're watching in from, and if you're watching the replay, you can also let me know that as well. I'm excited to chat with you guys. So I want to talk about outsourcing in your business. I want to talk a little bit about creating some time freedom, having a business plan, and also about some of the opportunities that I have to work with me coming up here in the month of June. So I've been getting this question a lot lately because I post a lot on Instagram and on Facebook about how I've been working with a team and inside of a lot of my different programs to talk about having a business plan and really being able to flow with that. So I'm definitely the type of person, if I have too much structure, I can get really stressed out and overwhelmed. And if there's too much flow, I'm kind of okay, where am I at? Where am I going? So my way of being able to do things is really where I have a nice structure and a plan. So I feel like I'm supported, but that I can also flow in between things and change my mind and be able to do that. So we are finishing up quarter 2, right? So it's almost the end of, it's mid-June at this point. We're getting ready to finish up, the first 2 quarters of the year, heading into quarter 3 in July. And what I always like to do, at the beginning of the year and at the beginning of each month and at the beginning of each quarter and pretty much constantly, is checking to make sure that I have a game plan for my business and really looking at everything from the long term. So my long-term vision, my long-term mission, everything that I'm doing. I mean, I've already scaled past 6 figures this year already. So there's got to be some structure to what I'm doing. So that way I can support my clients, I can support my business, and that I can bring on a team that understands and knows where I'm going to. So I had this realization that I'm shifting a lot of different things in my business so I can create more of that time freedom, and so I can simplify things and make things really much systemized and all of that. So at every level, there's always a new level. You're always kind of playing around with how things are working for you, how things are supporting you in your business, and it's good to check in with yourself a lot around this and say okay, what's working right now in my business? What's not working? What do I want to do differently? Because what got you here isn't necessarily going to get you there. It might to some point, but there might be some things that need to change, or you might be bringing on even more clients, or you might be feeling full with your one-on-one clients, or you want to add in more group programs, or whatever those different things are. So you really want to be able to flow with your business without feeling so overwhelmed, without feeling like you are strapped for time or whatever that might be. And that's where a lot of people come to me and they're help me figure this out. So a little bit about how I do my business planning, and I'm going to be going deeper inside of the Grow Like a CEO 7-day program that I'm running at the end of this month. But looking at, what do you want to accomplish over the next 3 months? What do you want to accomplish over the next 6 months? I like to break it down by what do you want to, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what do you want to have over that next 3 to 6 month period? Because I believe that when we're setting a business plan and everything, it is about your vision, it is about your desires, it is about what you want to feel, what you want to be able to create, and even thinking casually thinking in your head, what do I want to do even a year, 3 years, 5 years from now, and starting to bring some of those things into life as it is. So what I'm doing is I'm looking right now, okay, what's happening up in July, what's happening up in August, what's happening in September, and I begin to write out some of those different things that I want to launch or what I want to put out there. I leave some room for some of the other flexible things. I get a lot of downloads for programs, and sometimes I need space to be able to act upon them, because even the program that I'm running this week, I was ooh, this is a really needed thing. I'm a projector in human design, and I definitely got an invitation around this, and so it's okay, this is something that I need to create. So I think it's really important to have a nice flow within this, so you can drop in new programs, so you can drop in different offers, something that's really lighting you up in that moment. But when you're also looking at your business plan, it's not just what are you launching, what are you putting out there, but how are you serving your clients? How are you, maybe on different platforms, but You don't necessarily need to be the one that's on all the different platforms. How can you repurpose things? How can you get out in front of your audience? How can you get yourself visible and to be able to connect with the people around you? So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this from like a zoomed out picture and saying, okay, what do I want to happen over the next 3 months? And what do I need to be doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis to be able to get me there? So it's really looking out further and reverse engineering all of this. So you have a plan, and I don't follow it like to a T by any means. Like there's definitely things that flow and change, and I change my mind on something, or I want to go a different direction with something, and that's okay. But at least I have something that's moving, and in the process of like manifestation, you're putting it out there, to take action, to let the things to be able to come in. So having that structure, having that flow is really important. So if you're wondering how can I first begin this, is just start with like your bigger vision in mind. Start with the bigger plan and ask yourself, like, what do I want to launch over the next month or two? Hi Kristen, hi Allison. What do I want to launch over the next month or two? And what do I need to start to do to get my audience excited and ready for that? Maybe I haven't been as visible as I wanted to. Maybe I haven't been talking about something specifically that I want to launch a program around. How can you start to bring that to your audience now, so that way when you launch it, you're priming your audience, which is how I describe this. So then that way they feel ready and excited, and they know it. They've heard your story around it. You've done maybe a challenge or a webinar or something that's getting them excited, and something that's bringing them into your energy. Because and I know that once people are in your energy, once they see what it's like to work with you on whatever level that looks like, that they're going to be in. They're going to want more, and you've probably seen that on some of your platforms, but now it's getting them obviously, to the next step. But the whole sales process and everything begins like way before that. It begins with what you're doing on, like I said, a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and excuse me, having a plan around this, so you don't feel like, what am I supposed to post today? What am I supposed to do this week? Knowing all of this, you're like, all right, I can show up and I can, really run my business like a CEO, and really be able to feel that you have some support around it, really to be able to feel confident in what you're doing, and not just like looking at your computer or looking at your phone, being like, all right, I know I should make a post, but after that, it's like, what all am I doing? You want it to be a well-oiled machine. And I'm big with the energy and the spirituality and the intention behind what you're doing too. So you really can align yourself with both of these and feel good and say, okay, you know what? Like, this is how things are going to be going. I'm putting it out there and expecting it to come back into me in whatever way it wants to come into me. We have to have a lot of trust. We have to have a lot of surrender with all this too. So it's infusing both so it can feel like light, because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have a lot of stress or a lot of overwhelm or a lot of like unclear direction. And if you're feeling that, overwhelm is a choice, right? And if you feel a lot of overwhelm, then it's just because you just need a little bit more of a structure, a little bit of a plan so you can see it, but not attach yourself so deeply to it that if something goes a little bit different or you change your mind, that's good, or, if that's bad, or whatever, meanings we make of that. It's really just allowing yourself to say like, all right, at least now I have some structure. At least now I have some plan. I know what I should be doing to kind of get myself to this place, and checking in with that on a pretty consistent basis. So that's a little bit of the planning side. And like I said, inside of Grow Like a CEO, I'll be diving deeper into like really how I kind of map all this out using like Asana and project management systems. But something else that I'm able to do with this too is that I have a team that supports me. I don't do this all on my own. And I've had a virtual assistant since, October 2016 or right around in there, before, like when I had first hired a business coach and was first doing everything, like kind of switching from network marketing and adding in my own coaching programs. I hired a virtual assistant before I was making any money with like courses and coaching, because I knew I needed support. I knew that I needed to outsource things. And so now I have 3 people that work with me. I have an integrator, a VA, and then also like a marketing assistant as well, who also helps me with some different launch stuff. And it's grown over time because I realized I can't do it all. I had to release a lot of that pride around wanting to do everything, wanting to, have my toes dipped in everything. And I just kind of release and trust and let them do what they need to be able to do. But it also allows me to be able to grow more. So when you're looking at your business and you're looking at it in the long term, all those things might not be something that you need right now at this moment, but they might be something that you're like, okay, I want to start setting myself up so then I can bring different people in to help me so then I can operate inside of my zone of genius and be able to be the content creator, to be able to be the coach, to be able to be the one that does live videos and podcasts. Because what I was realizing for me in my business is at the end of the day, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go live or I need to do a podcast. But I felt like there were so many other things that I needed to get done. And I was running out of, time is what it felt like for me. So it's like, okay, how can I outsource this at an even deeper level? And sometimes we can only see to like this next part, or we can only see to like the next part from here. And that's what, working with someone is able to do, is they're able to say, okay, these are the things that you need to be able to outsource. Like for me, it wasn't even on my mind that there were some of the things that somebody else could be doing, or how I could just teach them once. And I recommend to a lot of my clients, I'm like, get a VA, have them work with them. I recommend, a lot of amazing people, to get that support so then you can start to do things and other things can just be flowing to you, like passive income, things like Pinterest. I mean, if you want to be on all these different platforms, or you want to learn to like repurpose or cross-pollinate some of these this content so you can be visible and you can be out there rather than just like trying to be on two places. People that are doing that, they're not doing that physically by themselves. I mean, maybe they are, and they're probably a little stressed out, but they're having somebody else help them with all of this. They're having somebody else do a lot of this implementation. So like for me, like my Pinterest and a lot of other different things, I'm going to go into this all into the program, is not run by me. It's my content, but I'm having them do certain things so then that way I can get more visible and I can get more eyeballs on my content, because your content's already really, really good. The message that you have to share is great. So if you can have people that come in and help you get that out there, and get your message out there and help you get some systems, help you get some strategy and that sort of thing going, then you're going to feel a lot less stress on it too. And finding people that are excited about your vision and finding people that are excited about your mission and just having them even for a couple hours be a support system for you is freaking amazing. So I'm going to be diving into kind of like that vision planning, the quarter planning, the year planning, also with the like what to outsource and when, and how to kind of have this like nice flowy structure so you can show up running your business like a CEO. I've even had some of my own clients that have said that to me this week. They're like, I'm getting this now at an even deeper level. They're like, I got to show up for my business like a CEO. I got to like go into the next level. I have to show up. I have to invest. I have to get that support and really look at your business as like an entity versus, something that you're just kind of running on the side. And what gets you here, like I said before, might not get you to that next place. You might have to adapt constantly in your business. I know I have to. What got me to, my 6-figure year last year, I had to change up everything and be able to switch that so it felt good for me. And you might change things up in your programs. You might go a different direction. You might have a different type of program that you're launching. There's all these different ways that you want to be able to grow and shift with your business, but not necessarily like see a lull or anything like that. When it comes to your income, you want it all to be this nice, well-oiled machine so you feel that you can operate this and take time away if you need to. So it's like, I saw somebody, I forget what the name of the Instagram account is. She was saying that she was taking like 8 weeks off in her business. And, if you're watching this, like, could you take 8 weeks off and still be able to, have some income coming in? Maybe, maybe not. So that's something to think about too, is like, are you growing? And if you're, super new and you're like, well, I'm not making a ton of money yet, there's still things that you can do to, have these systems and have these strategies in place, with it feeling really, really good. So then as you're doing soul work, as you're growing, as you're bringing in some, more active, coaching or clients, that things can be supported with you as you grow. So that's what we're diving into. A lot of that different stuff. We're going to be talking about also how to get back into alignment, because I know that that can be a big thing too. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed, or we're going through our own healing journey, as we all are at every single level, and we're kind of like, okay, where do I go? How can I still work on my business while I'm healing, or I'm doing a lot of the inner deep work? And that's something for me that's been a game changer, is knowing how to get myself back into alignment, through different healing modalities, through different, subconscious mind techniques and all of that. So I'm going to be sharing some of that stuff inside of here. Who does what on my team, system, strategy. So it's a mix of like the energy work, because whatever your beliefs are going to be attracting into your business too. So we definitely talk about all of that. And then I also have the Activate Abundance Mastermind, which is starting July 1st, where you get to work with me on a deep level. And I see that some of my amazing people who have worked with me are working with me on a deeper level, are on here too. And this is going to be like the next step. So if you know that you need some consistent accountability, you want somebody to bounce ideas off of, that you have a bigger vision and you want to make some movement in your business, but you also want to be with a group of like-minded women who are also feeling the same things that you're feeling, and you want to know that you're not alone in that, and you want the mix of the energy work along with the strategy work, then that's where we're going to be July 1st inside of that mastermind. So I will link both of the links for the Grow Like a CEO, which is a 7-day program, and then the Activate Abundance Mastermind, which is starting on July 1st, and all the details and all of that below. And you can also send me a message if you have questions. So thank you all for jumping on. And for those of you watching the replay, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll chat soon. Goodbye.